Podcast, podcast, podcast. Podcast, podcast, podcast. Podcast, podcast, podcast. Podcast, podcast, podcast.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of GT's talk, or what I'm going to call GT's Corner. Today I'm going to be talking about how abridged parodies of anime and shows are kind of ruining the genre, and how it's killing itself while helping itself with the entire thing. So um, the problem. Well, first I'm gonna start off with what abridged parodies are of shows and anime, and how they're kind of poisoning the genre. So basically, an abridged parody is someone taking the video of a show and putting their own audio and voice over it, and they're trying to transform it into a better show or production. So one good example of this, and one of the first ever abridges, is Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where their production value was insane. Their cast and acting were just phenomenal, and they were overall very popular and very successful. So this is a good way abridging has helped the medium. But if you look on the other side of the spectrum, you see people, a bunch of no names, just trying out abridging for the first time. For example, there are a lot of people abridging popular anime, like Boku no Hero. I've seen a few Boku no Hero abridges, but since the story of Boku no Hero is already so diverse and actually a good story, unlike Dragon Ball, it's very hard to abridge it into something that's actually better than the source material. When people try and abridge Boku no Hero, for example, they kind of ruin the show, and it just becomes kind of bland. The Because of the way abridges are being produced and the way that Dragon Ball Z Abridge has set itself as like an example for people to follow. Um, People have followed by just making the production value even higher and higher. So when someone new tries to come in and do it, it's gonna be very hard for them to start off because they don't have the budget and they don't have the people to help them. So this is one of the ways that abridging shows is kind of hurting itself. Another problem I had with abridges nowadays is they're just very repetitive and they follow the same kind of pattern that the popular ones have, namely SAO abridged, Dragon Ball abridged. The difference between these things, where people abridge popular shows which are actually good, compared with SAO DBZ, DBZ follow a very simple and easy to understand narrative where Goku is losing, he powers up and beats the villain. There's a setup for the next arc, and the same process, just over and again. And although this is successful, it's not very interesting to watch, in my opinion. And for SAO, it's the same thing. Kayaba, wait, sorry. The writer of SAO obviously couldn't write it properly. He's not a very good writer. That's why when something with the entertainment abridged it, it's very easy to improve from a show that was utter garbage. And I could say the same thing about Dragon Ball, since it was already such a simple story with hardly any, well, kind of smart jokes, I would say. Team 4-Star was able to abridge it into something much, much better. And the problem with people abridging good shows like Boku no Hero, or I think there was one on Death Note, is the when they try and put in jokes, it doesn't seem very character driven, as if you've already watched the original show, the plot development and character development is always there, and it's done so well to a point where the character is already inside your head, and when you see them talking but they're given different lines, it just feels like it's not the right thing. So when abridging anime, people should go for shows where it's a shonen or a seinen. Shonen in particular, however, where the plot is less developed. So there's a lot more room for them to grow the plot, grow the jokes, and grow the characters overall. So thank you for tuning in to GT's corner for the day. The title may change because technical issues, but if you managed to listen to me go on a really stupid rant for about 5 minutes, thanks. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time I post this.